My wonderful, wonderful, beautiful people, a pleasant afternoon, evening to you. I do apologize. All right, so the voice is coming back little by little, slowly but surely. So we noticed that the former president, it's now former President Joe Biden, has pardoned one of Jamaica's 7 national heroes, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, from a let us say what he was accused of, and I had to do a little research. It says Marcus Garvey, the prominent Jamaican political leader and founder of the Universal Negro Improvement Association (UNIA), was convicted in 1923 of mail fraud in the United States. The conviction was related to his role in promoting and managing the Black Star Line, a shipping company he founded as part of his vision to connect the African diaspora economically and culturally. The trial took place in 1923 and Garvey was convicted of mail fraud, receiving a 5-year prison sentence. He maintained that the charges were baseless and a part of a broader conspiracy to undermine his movement, which had grown immensely popular among African Americans and the African diaspora. And I remember many years ago, my beautiful people, the ignorant Toni-Ann as it relates to the 7 national heroes. When I say ignorant, meaning I have no clue more than their names, and that these individuals, I was told as a youngster, are our 7 national heroes. Unfortunately, I never had a liking to history. So I may have read things maybe to pass an exam, SWAT it. So I really have no knowledge really of the 7 national heroes, and in particular Marcus Garvey, who was one of the stalwarts among them, as was told to me. And I remember some years ago, I was speaking with somebody. I was exercising somewhere and a gentleman was speaking with me, or a man was speaking with me, and he had adverse views about Marcus Mosiah Garvey. I never forgot, he said the man are all wicked, him a whole thief, and he went on for nearly an hour, if not an hour, of the ills of Marcus Garvey, and I was really discombobulated. I was affrighted, I was stunned, and I didn't know what to believe, because I am now in a quandary, because the ignorant Toni-Ann, meaning the person who is lacking knowledge as it relates to who I was told is one of our stalwarts, a national hero. I'm now told by a man that this man is an old wicked, old thief. And he went on and on. I can't even remember some of the things that he said. And now when I listened about a day or two ago, was it? The former president, Joe Biden, because our new president of the United States is President Donald Trump. Again, the 47th. He was the 45th, I think, and no 47th, something of the sort. And, I heard Biden saying that he pardoned him. And I said, Toni-Ann, what is the difference? I never ever thought of that there was really a difference between pardoning and exoneration and expungement. I mean, I know what exoneration and expungement they are, but I said, pardoning. Why I had both to mean the same? But pardoning is an act of forgiveness granted by a government authority, such as a president, governor, or monarch, to an individual who has been convicted of a crime. The key difference, though, it is that the pardoning does not erase the conviction, nor does it imply innocence. The only thing it does is that it forgives the offense and removes, or it mitigates the punishment, that was, bestowed upon the person or people affected. The conviction may still remain on the individual's criminal record unless expunged separately. All right, for those who may not know what exoneration is, exoneration occurs when someone who has been convicted of a crime is later found to be innocent. It involves clearing the individual of all blame and legal consequences associated with the crime. So the conviction is nullified, null and void. It is as if the person was never guilty of the offense. All right, so let us, for those who may not know what expungement is, It is a legal process of sealing or erasing a criminal record from public view. It allows individuals who have been convicted, charged, or arrested to have their criminal history effectively removed or hidden, depending on the jurisdiction. Once the record is expunged, it is as though the offense never occurred in the eyes of the law for most purposes. So when when people say they want him to be exonerated and his conviction to be exonerated and expunged, the slate must be wiped clean. It's like it must be a blank slate, like a newborn baby. In terms of his criminal record, it must be clean slate, like he never did anything when you do your research. And I said to myself, I remember years ago, not through the grapevine, but people were saying, I don't know if you understand the magnitude of a man Marcus Mosiah Garvey was, especially among the African Americans. Jamaicans know him to be our national hero. But I said, I remember people saying that this man was, he had a remarkable, tremendous legacy. He founded the Universal Negro Improvement Association, UNIA, and he founded this in 1914, which grew to become one of the largest global black organizations of its time, with millions of members. The UNIA promoted self-reliance, racial pride, and the establishment of black-owned businesses and institutions. Its slogan, "One God, one aim, one destiny," became a rallying cry for Pan-African unity. Garvey is considered one of the founding figures of modern Pan-Africanism. He advocated for the unification of people of African descent worldwide and emphasized a return to Africa as a solution to the oppression faced by black people globally. He called for an independent and unified Africa inspired later. His call, for an independent and unified Africa inspired later leaders like Kwame Nkrumah, Ghana, and Jomo Kenyatta from Kenya during Africa's independence movement. Black Star Line and economic self-reliance. The Black Star Line, though short-lived, symbolized Garvey's vision for economic independence. He encouraged black people to invest in themselves. Oh God, I wish we could do that. Own businesses, and control their economic destiny, because he knew what we were facing as it relates to white supremacy. This principle influenced later initiatives, including the Buy Black campaigns of the civil rights movement and the economic empowerment efforts of contemporary black communities. Garvey emphasized the importance of black pride. This is now the cultural and psychological empowerment. Black pride, self-esteem, and the rejection of racial inferiority. When you're black, you stay back sort of a belief. His message, "Up, you mighty race, accomplish what you will," resonated deeply with oppressed communities. He promoted a sense of African identity through cultural symbols like the red, black, and green Pan-African flag, also called the Garvey flag, which remains a powerful emblem of black unity. The Kwame Nkrumah, who led Ghana to independence. Garvey's teachings and ideas deeply influenced leaders such as Kwame, Malcolm X, whose parents were Garveyites, and who carried forward Garvey's ideas and in his advocacy for black nationalism. Martin Luther King Jr., interesting, the great Martin Luther King Jr., who described Garvey as the first man on a mass scale to give millions of Negroes a sense of dignity and destiny. His ideas also influenced the Rastafari movement in Jamaica, which views him as a prophet and incorporates his teachings into its spiritual framework. Despite initial opposition to his ideas, Garvey has been celebrated posthumously as a visionary leader. Jamaica declared him a national hero in 1964. Streets, institutions, and organizations around the world bear his name, keeping his legacy alive. I know somewhere in New York, I think they have his name on one of the streets. This was a magnitude of a man. No thief, no old wicked. A magnitude of a man. And I hope he gets exonerated and his records expunged. Guys, you know what to do with TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe. Give